fraud, arson, the words flying about the Crooked House in Dudley are crazy.
Next thing is it was burning down, and we saw the news coming through.
It was just a shock on Saturday. You know, to find out it was on fire. Absolutely devastating.
People in the Black Country are obsessed with the Crooked House. The optical illusions in there, the way marbles rolled up the walls, the slanted feature from outside, the presence that this building had was incredible. I remember the Crooked House as a child. I remember going there, and yeah, it was something that people talked about. Now, a couple of days ago, set on fire. New owners bought the property 9 days before there was a fire, and it was up for a reserve price of £675,000. It was bought by a private buyer whose names are all over social media, all in the newspapers, and they are basically being targeted as arsonists. They set it on fire. They did it for multiple reasons, and through this video I'm going to talk about what apparently they have done. Again guys, all speculation. There is an investigation going on by the police, and then I'm going to give you my opinion on the public reaction, especially the mayor, Andy Street, and the way he has responded to the Crooked House. Okay, so 9 days after it was purchased by a private company, it was set on fire. Okay, and it made major news everywhere in the West Midlands. It wasn't really national news at first, but it suddenly became apparent that there was things that wasn't right, and just little telltale signs that something was amiss, okay? And then 2 days after, on the Monday, once the fire had settled and the ruined Crooked House was standing, council officials visited and said it was unsafe and certain parts of the building needed to be demolished inside, like the floors and stuff, in case any trespassers went on there and, you know, caused danger to themselves. So the new owners apparently got a digger there, and instead of demolishing the parts that the council said, they demolished the whole of the building. The Crooked House was no longer. It was gone, completely disappeared, rubble everywhere, and uproar was created. The whole of the Black Country has literally turned into Inspector Morse. Everybody now is a detective. Everybody now knows what's going on. Everybody wants justice. Everybody wants these new owners hanged, basically. They're in for a real shock if they ever show their faces anywhere near there, I believe. And a couple of things that came to light was the road that leads down to the Crooked House, which is about a mile long, was previously, before the fire, 2 days before, had debris put in the road on purpose about 8 to 10 foot high in order for vehicles not to be able to get access to the Crooked House. Conspiracy theorists have come up with the story that this was done by the new owners in order for the fire engines not to be able to make it down to the Crooked House to sort the fire out. And the hoses were deployed from the fire trucks, and it was 40-metre distance to get to the Crooked House to start to put the fire out. Conspiracy theorists believe that this was done by the new owners. Then, the fact that it was 9 days after the owners had taken ownership, they was like, oh my God, it was planned, it was pre-planned. Then the digger, 2 days later, appeared, which was already in place for demolishing the site, basically. My take, yes, from the outside, a few things, but could it just be coincidence? I don't know. I'm not an inspector. I'm not a detective. I have no idea. I am just going on what I am reading and what I am hearing from the right people. There has been a full-on police investigation launched, and also the police have now said, yes, it is definitely arson. This does not mean the new owners are guilty of arson. It means, yes, the fire was started deliberately. It could have been started by anybody whatsoever. The mayor has now jumped up and said, I am not standing for this. The Crooked House will be built back up brick by brick. We will not allow any development on that site. It is part of the Black Country history. This is an uproar. I am standing with every single citizen who wants to keep the Crooked House open. I am going to rebuild it. Well, where was all of you when the Crooked House was for sale? Where was all of you when the Crooked House had no people eating, drinking, visiting? Where was all of these people now who have a comment on social media? The petition is absolutely crazy. This is an uproar, it's a travesty. I can't believe this is going on. What the hell is happening to my beloved Crooked House? Calm down. Stop being stupid. It's nothing to do with you. If you all felt that strongly about the Crooked House, where were you when they needed customers? Why didn't you put something together to buy it? Why didn't you get a petition for the council or a heritage to buy it? Why now? Because it's something to talk about. It's something to do. And these people who have come to light that they own property companies, they own a quarry next door, they're the devil. I don't know. I'm not convinced. I am convinced that human nature has got everybody jumping on the bandwagon of something that you didn't really care about previously, but now all of a sudden you're talking about it like it's your mom or your dad or your daughter or your son. Lay off, guys. Give it a rest. You wasn't there when it was up for sale. You wasn't there when it was failing for customers, but you want to be there now because you just don't like people succeeding. Now, these guys, yes, they're on social media, they're flaunting, they're about in Bentleys, they're flying on private jets, they're in Dubai, they're doing the thing. You all just hate. You all just hate. If they have burnt it down to the ground and they get found guilty, they will get punished. It has nothing to do with you. You do not own the Crooked House. You are merely somebody jumping on the bandwagon. So, we will wait for all the facts to come out. We will wait to see what the authorities say, and let's see what the outcome is, because you guys should have no say in this whatsoever. So carry on doing your petitions, carry on doing whatever you're doing, but my opinion is, how can you be guilty of something before an investigation has taken place? And people have presumed that the new owners are guilty. So, keep your nose out.